What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua. Get this. Anthony Joshua praises Ben Davidson. He states he doesn't try to change your style, okay? And he says the reason I was able to get with Ben is because he doesn't try to change your style. He said, I went to a stage where I was trying to change my style, a bit of back foot boxing, box behind the jab, stick and move, not be explosive, control the pace, stuff like that. But Ben was like, that's not your body type. You're a fucking big unit. You're explosive. Go and knock people out. Those are the comments and the instruction of Ben Davidson. And let me counterpunch. Listen, it seems to me, I could be wrong, but based on what I just read, Ben Davidson pretty much put a puzzle piece back to where the hell it's supposed to be. If you really think about it, if Anthony Joshua, we all knew what he was trying to do since last year, okay? Since the first fight with Franklin, where he sat there and he jabbed and he basically grabbed, he stayed behind the jab, he did that. And he boxed, okay? And the type of fight that he did was pretty much what he did with Ruiz on the second go-round, okay? That's what he did. People praised it because people were just relieved that he took it from Andy and he was able to, fight and defeat Andy round by round for 12 rounds to get those belts back because people were afraid all of the belts would go to the US of A because Wilder had the WBC. And if Andy did the duplicate thing that he did in the first fight, they would all have the belts, right? Bars. But when it came to Jermaine Franklin, everything really stopped. Because people seen that and they're like, okay, where's the old AJ? Where did he go? Because, okay, I understand you had to do what you had to do because you got a guy that, you seen you couldn't knock out. So you had to box smart. But what's the excuse with Jermaine Franklin? You see what I mean? You're supposed to knock Jermaine Franklin out. And that was the biggest thing and biggest disappointment about AJ is what he couldn't do or didn't do, rather. You know what I mean? And then that circus at the end of that fight didn't help him either. You know what I mean? That near mini riot that they had, that didn't help either because he's like, okay, well, wait a minute. You're doing the same thing you did in your last defeat. You showed all this aggression and emotion, but you didn't show it in the ring. Okay? So then I'm like, okay, well, wait, something's going on with AJ. Well, according to Ben Davidson, he was like, look, that's not your body type. You're an effing big unit. You're explosive. Go and knock effing people out. I think that's all he had to know. And I think what also helped was Otto Eileen talking a little trash, that little passive trash talk that he was doing. Yeah, I think that helped put him over the edge. But I think the instruction of Ben Davidson, he's like, he doesn't try to change you. Well, looks like AJ was trying to change himself. You know what I'm saying? So I think that him saying, well, he doesn't try to change you. Well, I think he pretty much changed you back. Because you were definitely trying to change your style, trying to do this, trying to do that, trying to work off the back foot, trying to do things safe, which you, in fact, made yourself appear like a British version of Vladimir Klitschko. Which, people, let me tell you something. Between 2004 and 2015, so for about 11 years, I couldn't stand heavyweight boxing because the Klitschkos had it and they were boring and they did the same shit. You seen the same performance. You seen them do the same thing. You didn't see anything different or exciting really. They would get knockouts, sure. But I mean, it was due to fighters that couldn't get around the height or the reach of these fighters. Vitali would just massacre you like he did Shannon Briggs and others. And Vladimir Klitschko would fight behind the jab, then grab, keep you at a distance, do what he wanted to do safely, cautiously, and get the job done. You know what I mean? People got tired of that because there was nobody there to contest that until we had the ever-singing Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, in the ring. Bars. And he broke that cycle, okay? And then he broke that first chain. And then Joshua comes around and broke that other chain. And let me leave you guys with this, okay? If Anthony Joshua fighting like Klitschko or trying to change his style, bigger back foot boxing and boxing behind the jab. If you think he would have tried that with Vladimir Klitschko himself, do you think he really would have won? No, he would have got knocked out. He already got dropped being himself, but still, that's the choice that he took and he won. It was pay dirt. Why? Because he was himself. He was aggressive. He was eager, He threw punches in bunches. He was driven. He was focused. But he wasn't back behind the foot He wasn't doing that. He was not doing anything like that. He had his hands up. He was jabbing. He was throwing combinations whenever he could in between the spots where Vladimir was trying to jab and grab to control the pace. So that controlling the pace shit, it sounds good or whatever, but at the end of the day, if you don't go for what you know, you're going to go down and get knocked out for what you don't. Okay, that's what's the case. And I think Vladimir Klitschko would have taken out Anthony Joshua if Anthony Joshua tried to fight a Vladimir Klitschko-like or ish fight. Okay, so I think Ben Davidson, I'm glad that he came now because we did see a different AJ. I don't care what you say. AJ wasted no time getting into Otto Wylien shit. He wasted no time. When it was openings, bow to the body. When he could catch him, bow, bow. You know what I mean? He caught this guy upstairs, downstairs. He caught him exactly where he wanted him, and he did it. And he didn't waste any time. Okay? And then that's why people were saying he was back. But in fact, I think he is back because he figured out, you know what? Ben's right. He is right, AJ. You don't fight like that. Fighting like that gets you less, your audience, your fans, they start doubting you. And then that's why his stock dropped. But now look how fast it has skyrocketed because he was just being himself. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of AJ liking Ben Davidson because he doesn't try to change him. In fact, he changed him back. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.